Guys, thank you so much for tuning in onto another episode on the Creative Perspective. We hope you draw value from this episode. And if you do, I ask that you may share it with your friends and your family, whoever might need this episode. Please do share it with them so it can add value to them as well. We do not have all the answers, we are not know it alls. But if we don't have an answer, we will go out there and find the answer. We'll find the right person with the answer and we'll present that answer back to you. So if you have questions, please feel free to comment below. Please feel free to let us know the type of things you want us to speak about in future on future episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please give us a like, give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe so you never miss out on another episode. Thank you.
Once again, welcome back. But before we continue, just a thumbs up to all the 2023 matriculants who made us proud, even those who did not made it. It's not over until you say it's over. Let there be a bounce back in you again. Go back and execute. Thanks.
Yeah, awesome. So today we are back and we are having a discussion around decision making and making wise decisions in your life. Yeah, so
It's like to say, in order to make a wise decision, the opposite is a dumb decision. And I have bags and bags full of such decisions.
yeah.
But guess what? The main thing is that it's not how dumb it was, it's have I learned about it? Have I learned anything from the decision? Because by not making a decision, I made a decision.
So
Don't
much
you know that?
So much.
So yeah, a lot thing that they run away from not making a decision. But guess what? It will catch up. The fruits will come even by not making a decision. So yeah, so it's between the dumb decisions that I got and I stumbled on some right decisions and wiser decisions. And I can definitely say that the wiser ones outweighs the bad ones, but I must thank the bad ones as well because it just shows a person that you want to learn, you want to grow in life.
Decision making wise decisions is also some type of skill. It's something you develop. It's a habit as well because a lot of people, like you said, not making a decision is still making a decision to not do something at the end of the day. But to me, I think decision making is direction making. Meaning, whatever decision you make is going to point you or going to take you in a direction, whether it's a good direction or not a good direction. But a decision will be deciding to go with something, not knowing what the outcome is. And that's going to direct you onto whatever path that is going to come. That's going to be the consequences of
From
your
that
actions,
decision.
of your decisions. Yes. So decisions definitely play a huge role, and I think a lot of people they don't understand how important decision making is. You have to make decisions every single day of your life. You have now decisions, small decisions you need to make. You need to decide to get up in the morning. You need to decide, are you going to drink some coffee now? Are you going to eat this? What you're going to do for the rest of your day? Decision making is a part of our daily life, our daily lifestyle. So
Wow.
we need to practice making decisions and making good decisions, because it's one thing to make a decision, but it's another thing to make a good decision, a wise decision. A lot of people, they have a lot of unsettled decisions in their lives, like things they didn't deal with, decisions they made in the past that was a wrong decision, and it's haunting them till today, where they don't want to make a decision. A lot of people try to leave decision making to someone else because they don't want to sit with the consequences of once they make that decision, whatever the decision is. So now a lot of people have that in their mind. Oh, I started the business 3 years ago, it didn't work out, I won't start a business again. But you need to start something. You need to do something.
Mm.
You are on a point where you are so tired of what you are doing. You want to start something, but you are sitting in between the decision of doing it or the decision of not doing it, which refers you back to, takes you back to your past. That says, I failed at that thing.
Yeah.
Am I gonna make it this time? If I make this decision, is it gonna work? So now people are undecided. They don't know what to do. They're constantly battling in their mind.
It's like a lot that I can just go back to the times that I was working for a company. While I was working, and God has been dealing with me all along, and I just got to a point and I told myself, this year, it's my last. It was like a decision I made. I was planning it. I said this year, because I can see that in the next 5 years, I'm going to be like at the same place, doing the same thing, and still be proud of that. And I don't think that is for me. And I just told one guy, listen, it's my last, so I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to pour into you whatever I have learned over the years in my woodwork field, and I'm out of here.
Sure.
What I'm going to do, I don't know yet, but I'm out. Just a disclaimer, I don't say you have to do it. This is what came up in my spirit. So there might be some of you that's at the same crossroad. I would say apply wisdom, consult God concerning this decision. And guess what? That year came, and I said, hasta la vista, baba. I'm done and dusted. They thought, no, I'm watching him still. And I said, guys, I'm out. And you know what? A lot said that I heard them personally saying, I'm going to finish. But that was when I started out. 7 years down the line, it was still there, year in, year out, saying that. I said that for that very first time. And guess what? I honored my word, and I made the decision that I'm going to step out. And it's going to be well. It's going to be tough, but it's going to work out at the end of the day. And was it easy? When I left, all hell broke loose. And I thought it was like, wow, was it the right decision?
How did all hell break loose?
When I resigned and I handed in and I walked out of the door of that company, sure, things went wrong. This letter came, that call came, this thing broke, that thing, what's the name? And it was like tough. And you know what? In that, I knew deep within, it's the right thing, because I was working, but I couldn't see for what am I working. I was saving, I was studying, I did everything. But nothing worked out. But I said, there's got to be more to life than this. I can't just wake up, go to work, come back home, eat, sleep, wake up, go to work, come back. Wow, it's a hectic. For some years, I said, I wasn't made for this. And that's how I made that first huge decision. It's a risk, but it was a risk worth taking. And now I can say, by God's grace, if it had not been for the Lord who pulled me through that decision, it's like I just spread my wings and I'm still flying today.
There was no indecisiveness. You knew that you needed to do that.
I knew that I had to get out of that environment.
Yes.
Stop doing what I was doing, but not stop the work that I was doing, but stopping the cycle that I found myself in, because it has been a decision I had to take, because I couldn't see myself working, not seeing my family, not just saying working, overtime, chasing overtime, but yet it was I couldn't make it ends meet. And I had to make that huge decision. But you know what? If I did not make that decision, guess what? I would have still be there at the same place doing the same thing for the same money over and over again. Then we want to blame our bosses. Our bosses has nothing to do with where we are financially.
No.
Because we sign up for a 10 rand per hour, 20 rand, 50 rand, 100, 300 rand per hour. Now we want to go back to the boss to tell them, no, the money is too little, but we sign up. It's a choice that we made because of pressure. And pressure can make us to make some dumb decisions, agreeing for something that will come back to bite us at the end of the day. So yeah, that is one huge decision that I had to make. And yeah, I thank God for my wife that stood with me, my kids. It wasn't easy, but definitely I can say now it is worth it. So yeah,
I think I share the same experience, but mine was obviously a bit more different. Where it was my first job, but I've only worked at this company for like 3 years, and then all of a sudden I'm like, but that wasn't because I was unhappy. That wasn't because things was not good at work or it was crazy or whatever. But it was a decision that came up in my heart, and I was so confused about it at first, and I had to pray about it. I had to, think about it, work it through, and it was not something I wanted to do because I've got a stable job, I have a good income. Why would I leave this now? And this thing was just biting at me for an entire year, one whole full year. I did not want to, but then I realized I need to do this. But I was, every single time I just tried to, try to prolong it. I was like, okay, not this week. Okay, not this month. Okay, not this month. I kept doing that. And then one day, we were all sitting in the boardroom. We had a meeting, all of the guys. And I was speaking to my colleague who was over me at the time. And I told him, look here, I know this is not what you want to hear right now. Because I already shared with him prior that this is what I wanted to do. And all he said was, he's going to, whenever it's time to do it, he's going to stand with me and I'll do it. I told him, look here, in the meeting, I'm like, wait, the big boss is speaking. I do this to him. I'm like, I need to do this today. Right now. Do you know what rush goes through you?
What feeling?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I told him, he's asking, are you sure? Are you sure? We need to go to site. Are you sure? I say, yes, I have to do it. I don't know. I have to do it. He was like, okay, let's do this. The big boss, he did his meeting, finished, and then he was like, look, I need to speak to you. Went into his office with my colleague, and we both sat there. And I just said, look, this is what I need to do. He asked, what are you going to do? I said, this is all I can tell you. This is the decision I need to make now. He's like, but what are you going to do after this? I'm like, I have no idea, but this is a decision I need to make right now. Obviously, they were not happy about it. Obviously, no boss wants to see someone leave. But at the end of the day, they were happy that, I'm moving on, but a bit concerned as well. But I had to make that decision. And until today, I've not worked for a boss since.
Wow.
You understand? So I'm so grateful I made that decision. And I think there comes a time for every single person where it's just, you have to do this.
You see, it takes me back, and it's like I say, at times that you will be urged with this or this burning sensation deep within to make a decision, a choice. And it's like, and for me, it's like we have to test it with the Bible. And you know what? I did that and not even knew. Afterwards, I found out God promised Abraham, he's gonna bless him with a child. And guess what? He waited so long for the promise Isaac to come,
Yeah.
just to find out he must sacrifice him now.
Sure.
The thing that he gave up upon. And how many of us are trusting God just for a job? And now he becomes so in love with this job, and we do everything for this job, not knowing that this job is about to take God's place.
Sure.
And now he will ask us to sacrifice it. But then there are some of us that are holding back. We're keeping it because imagine in the terms of today saying that I must sacrifice my son. Ek moet my kind gaan doodmaak. A lot will say it's from the pit of hell. But you know what? I've learned, or I got this deep within me with my devotions and all that. It's not that God wanted him to kill his son. He just wanted to see his heart, the condition of his heart. Are you willing to take the risk, irrespective? So God wasn't about to watching him the job away from me, what to punish me. He wanted to bring something better to me. You get what I'm saying? So Abram was obedient in that act. It was a decision that he had to take. But the thing that I've learned in that as well, there are some decisions you have to convey or seek counseling on. And there are those that you have to, by the Spirit of God, just do it. Because I believe experts would have told Abram, my bro, I don't think it's God that, because God won't kill, but it's because the level of your wisdom or your knowledge and your relationship with God. There are certain things that He will ask you to do, not because He wants to see you suffer, or that is to you, to bless you, to can help you, to can launch you out into the direction where He wants you to be. So yeah, it's worth taking the risk. And even if at times you make a decision like, and it's not right, but if the condition of your heart, the motive was right, I believe God will still channel you into a right direction, because it is like my son that once tried to learn to drive. He can make a decision to get behind the wheel, and you will think the thing is in reverse, but it's in first, and now he bumps the thing. Even if there were some things that went wrong, I as a father will be at that time a bit upset, yeah. But the thing that would stay with me is that the eagerness for this boy to learn to drive. So now I must just nurture him, get him like in an environment where I can teach him concerning certain sequences concerning that. You get what I'm saying? So don't be hard on yourself when making like a decision, and the fruits was not what you think it was supposed to be. It's not the end of the world. You are in a better space.
I think a lot of people obsess about the decision, if the decision is going to be the right one or the wrong one. But the honest truth is, none of us know what the outcome will be. No matter how much time you calculate it, no matter how much time you've worked it out or planned it, if you've planned a decision around a certain thing, whether it's A or whether it's B, but having to make the decision, you have no idea whether it's going to go to A or whether it's going to B. Because a lot of people are so focused on, what if I do what if I do take this job and then I'm
Mm.
continuously working and crazy and whatever? Or what if I start this business and I will have more freedom?
Mm.
So let's say you take the job, which is decision A, right? You do the job, you take the job, and then something goes wrong, you get retrenched and you lose everything, whatever.
Mm.
And what if it went to B and everything worked out fine?
Mm.
Or what if it was the other way around?
Mm.
We never truly know whether when the decision is going to work out the way we want it to. So now people are so fixated on that, and eventually it gets them to the point of, I'd rather not make the decision.
I think why a lot are afraid as well, because I would say from my personal point of view, it's our education system. School teaches it's not good to make mistakes. We must just be right.
Yeah.
Because if you make a wrong decision, they punish you. Then they say the ones that was right is going to sit in front. The time when I was at school, it's like all the slim copies, the clever kids
I'll sit in front.
will sit in front. And the not so slim copies, as they named us, I had to be in the back. But yeah, now you were so afraid to make a mistake because it was that time you're gonna get a D or a F or a R or something. But now it's in numbers, a 1, 2 on that,
to 7.
on that level. So I would say is that the school
system
is doing a good job by training our kids, ourselves, by not to make decisions, to prone us to work for somebody.
Yep.
It's like you must just do when the boss says that and that and that. Even if you have a better idea, you cannot tell because you are afraid. What if? So now the school just teaches you, and they don't do it directly. They do it indirectly by an exam to show you. But the word of God says, don't be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Am I saying it's wrong to go to school?
No.
Not at all. Because we need, the Bible is very clear. He says, study to show yourself approved. You get what I'm saying? Do what you can do. Study knowledge, because he says, my people have been destroyed due to a lack of knowledge. So it's important to have knowledge, but the right knowledge.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you can, a lot of us know it's wrong. That hot plate is gonna burn you. Now we don't. A lot of us know it's wrong to smoke. It's so real to can see that what the what's the name says, the cigarette thing says smoking is gonna kill you. There's doctors that's smoking, but yet they see that thing says it's gonna kill you. So a lot of us know the right thing, but the choices we make, that's the real thing that speaks at the end of the day.
The quality of your life is dependent on the quality of your decisions. So if you don't make quality decisions, you won't have a quality life. Whatever lifestyle you are living is based on the decision that you are making every single day.
The way your life is now.
The way your life is now is how you've made decisions in the
Last
past year,
last month, yesterday. It's in total proportion to that decision.
Now imagine how many people are not educated on decision making, and I think that's also where a lot of like you said, the school system, they don't teach you to ask questions. They don't teach you to make your own decisions. So where are people learning how to make decisions? You understand? And I think that's why we are in this position that we are in, to get the real information out there. people don't know how to make decisions, and that's it. And now,
That's why. Sorry to barge in there.
No problem.
It's like that's why what a teacher is there. There must be a teacher, but there's never. It's when they say, "Who has a question?" But a leader will say, "I will teach, but if you have something to ask, raise your hand." There's a difference between being a leader and a teacher, because the school are full of that. But there's no leaders, because as we are sitting, there were a lot while Christ was teaching. There were room to
ask questions.
What's in him, to stop him in the middle. It's like that 4 friends with that lame guy. A friend.
Yeah.
He was busy teaching. But guess what? They decided to open up the roof and interfere with his teaching. And guess what? He paid attention, and that caused him to get his healing.
Yes.
That caused him to get his healing. So what am I saying? If you are there and you are not sure, or something pop up while there's a teaching on, ask it. Make notes. Ask. But we were taught not to ask. You must just listen. Silence of the Lambs. You must just hear what I have to say and go.